Right, hi everyone. Nice to meet you all. Thank you very much for joining.
I'm impressed about the scholarship. So let's recap. So basically, you have two scholarships. One is a full paid accommodation for the whole degree, so the 3 years.
Yeah,
And on top of that, you will be able to get a £2,000 per year, so £6,000 for the 3 years
mhm.
in subjects.
Yeah, in any subject. That's right. That's right. Just to re-clarify with the accommodation award, it is first come, first served. So there's just 500 rooms available in the inclusive accommodation. But as long as you're organised and make sure you're ready to book as soon as the booking portal opens, it's normally around April time for a September entry. You're more than likely to get into that accommodation. Everyone that wanted that accommodation last year got it. So, yeah, it is first come, first serve. So we can't guarantee it, but as long as you're organised and you want that accommodation, it should be fine.
So thank you for clarifying that. So basically, the only thing we need to do is just apply. There is no need to write an essay about why I want to have a free accommodation or anything like that.
That's right. So there's only two things you need to have to book your accommodation. The first is an offer to study at Aberystwyth. That can be conditional or unconditional. And the second is to have paid your tuition fee deposit. So we'll be sending you lots of emails and reminders about that sort of thing. But those are the only two things you need to have to get the accommodation award. You don't need to apply for it. It is automatically given to you if you are an international fee paying student.
Fantastic, very interesting. And well, okay, so you have amazing scholarships. So one of the most important question is about tuition fees.
Mm-hmm.
What are the tuition fees, and do you have any payment plans? There is a minimum cost, maximum. What would it be?
So our tuition fees, they are going up this year, unfortunately, but that's kind of another reason why we thought we needed some more scholarships available. So let me share my screen again, actually, just so you can see what I'm saying. Because if you're like me, I receive information better if I'm reading it. So here you go. We've got the fee breakdown here. So for any postgraduate students that are coming for January 2025, we are looking at £18,875 a year. And then for international students starting in 2025, so for undergraduate, the bachelor's programs, you're looking at 18,000 a year for arts and social sciences, 20,000 for sciences. And then for master's programs, you're looking at 19,000 for arts and social sciences and 21,000 for sciences. So this is before any deductions have been made due to scholarships or anything like that. And in terms of payment plans, yes, we are more than happy to do that. So the only thing you need to pay before you arrive at Aberystwyth is your £5,000 tuition fee deposit. And then once you get here and you enroll, you can set up a payment plan, and that can be, it's normally 3 installments in a year. It's kind of spread out evenly throughout the year, but you can also make monthly payments if you prefer. Our finance team are very open to making a payment plan that works for the students. So yeah, it's a little bit open there.
Well, that is really interesting. So I'm just making here some numbers, and um, so you said it's £18,800, minus £2,000 will be around £16,800. This is around $24,000,
Mm-hmm.
which is very affordable. And on top of that, you provide accommodation. So what sort of accommodation is this?
So the accommodation is the inclusive accommodation. It is your bog standard kind of basic student accommodation, which you'd find at most UK universities. So they come with a single bed. It's always a private room. You never ever have a roommate.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yeah, that's a really good bonus. You've always got your own space. that you can lock the door and keep any annoying housemates out. You don't have to live in the same space as anyone. So you get your private room in the inclusive accommodation that comes with a single bed, a wardrobe, desk, and I think a sink. And then you've got shared bathrooms, kitchen, and living room. And that's between a flat of about, or an apartment of about 10 to 12 people.
That is the free accommodation. But so you
Yeah.
say 10 people around, I guess it must be a big apartment.
Yeah, that's right. So it's quite a long corridor with a kitchen and living room space in the middle. So you've got kind of two corridors of rooms that join up in the middle.
How much money could someone save with that scholarship?
Including bills as well, because that's internet,
Billions. Okay.
electricity, everything, and a free sports membership. I mean, it's at least £6,000 to £7,000 a year, at least. Yeah, so it's a pretty big saving once you actually get
It
here.
is one of the
And
best
in
savings, yeah, I haven't seen.
and in general, Aberystwyth is a very, very affordable place to live in the UK. Like I've just moved back home from living in London, and the price difference is amazing.
Interesting. Really interesting. I really like the scholarships. And on top of that, you have another £2,000 scholarship. So that's a big saving. So,
Yeah, right.
okay, so let's remove the scholarships for a second, because this is amazing. This is too amazing. But apart from that, what makes Aberystwyth a really good university is what I consider a hidden gem in the
Mm.
universities in the UK. Because not many people knows about Aberystwyth. But can you tell us in your own words what makes Aberystwyth such a great place to study?
Mm. Okay, it's a very, very good question. So it is such a wonderful place to study with fantastic resources, but because it's quite small, you get really fantastic contact time with your lecturers. And I think that's why our teaching quality is ranked so highly, actually. So, for example, in the postgraduate programs, there's very small cohorts of postgrads. So they've got so much contact time with their lecturers that they get really good hands-on support. So that's a really, really good aspect of studying at Aberystwyth. We also have a really fantastic research and science-based kind of history. So that's why our animal sciences and earth sciences, environmental sciences, they are all really, really fantastic courses. And we've also got the first veterinary science accredited course in Wales. So that's new. That's very exciting. So we're always updating the curriculum, trying to get new courses available for students as well. But for me, I think the biggest bonus of Aberystwyth is the community. So not just with your lecturers, but in general, the town and the students themselves, they make up such a wonderful, wonderful community here. Yeah, it's a really great place for you to find your people.
And what is like to live in Aberystwyth?
Oh, it's amazing. So yeah, I grew up here. I left for a little bit and then just kind of I was drawn back. So yeah, there's so much going on for, although it is a small town, we are the biggest town in a very large area of Wales. So we are kind of a central hub for a very wide region. So we've got a lot going on. There's lots of there's great music scenes, loads of like free musicians, little quirky ones coming through town, or you'll get kind of bigger names performing at the Arts Centre, which we also have on campus. We have so many different creative things going on. We just had the Aberystwyth Comedy Festival, which was really, really great. There's like lots of art kind of shows going on in town, lots of student protests and things like that happening, as well as having lots of pubs and bars for students to have really great time in the evenings after their lectures are over. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Plus, there's also, because of the location, fantastic hikes, loads of water sports available. So if anyone's interested in like sailing, rowing, wild swimming in the sea. Yeah, that all happens around here as well. So yeah, it's kind of a little bit for everyone in terms of things to do outside of studying as well.
Um, something I really want to ask you is when I went to Aberystwyth, uh, I live in London. It took me around 3 hours driving. Uh, but I was amazed about the nature.
Mm-hmm.
Is I come from Latin America where we have beautiful views everywhere you go, but this was another level. That was so beautiful. What do you do in your free times as a student in Aberystwyth? Can you, I don't know, hike in these amazing parks, for example?
Absolutely, yeah. So one of my favourite hikes to do is from Aberystwyth, and it's about a 3 hour hike along the coast to the next town called Borth. So it takes about 3 hours. It's gorgeous, lots and lots of rolling hills and fields to one side, and then the sea to the other. It's really, really beautiful. And then you get to Borth after 3 hours and you can have an ice cream or a pint and then get the train back. So you don't have to do the walk twice. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. And you can actually hike the entire coastline of Wales if you so wish. I haven't done that yet. I think that'll take a very long time. Plus, just short journeys away, you've got Pinlim and Vow, which is a really wonderful mountain to walk by a reservoir. Snowdon's about an hour and a half drive. So that's the big national park in North Wales, which has gorgeous scenery and so many mountains to hike. And then just to the south as well, you've got the Brecon Beacons. So lots of students will kind of pile in a friend's car and go away for the weekend, go hiking or camping somewhere.
Amazing. So you have an amazing city to live.
Mm-hmm.
The sea, which is great on top of that.
Absolutely.
But in terms of the campus, there are three things that are really just so special. So you have the National Library. It's not like the city library or the town library. It's a national library. I think
That's
there are
right.
4 or 5 in the whole United Kingdom. So that's one. And on
Mm-hmm.
top of that, you said you have an arts center. Is that
Yeah, that's right.
what is the city art center?
That's right. Yeah. So it's not the university's arts centre. It is Aberystwyth's arts centre, but
And
it is on campus.
it's on campus. So
Mhm.
that's great. So you can go to a theater, you can participate in art galleries sessions.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's a lot of art to do as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So they sell art, they showcase student art, they do lessons that you can do additionally. So they've got painting or pottery or I actually did a Latin American and ballroom course there, which was very, very fun. I'm not good at it at all, but it was fun. So yeah, there's loads of things you can get involved with in the art centre.
And you have a smart home lab.
Yeah, the smart home. It's so cool.
Unique. I mean, I think in Wales, that's the only university I know with that. And I had the chance to enter the house. I was impressed. You can check a special sensor for hot water. You have a robot that helps you with anything you need, is a robot hand. And
Yeah.
uh, tell us about that. It's just for people to observe, or you actually do some sort of research in that?
So yes, that's a really, really big research project in the computer science department at the moment. So as you mentioned, they've got those sensors for how much hot water is being used. They've got them everywhere, from like what time do they open the curtains or get out of bed, or how often do they open the cupboard to make a cup of tea or get themselves food. How often do they open the door to the bathroom? They're monitoring all of the activity in this house, and they're actually going to have an elderly person or a disabled person living in the house for 1 year. So they're going to use these sensors to monitor that person's activity, their movements, learn a little bit about their habits and their patterns, and then work out how we can use that data and robotics to assist people with their living situation. And yeah, students are involved in this project from start to finish. So that's really, really exciting.
So you have that. Am I missing anything else special at the university?
I mean, I think we're building parts of the next Mars rover is very exciting.
Exciting. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so this is a joint project between computer science, engineering, and physics department. Because there are some overlaps with a lot of these courses. We do joint honour options as well, so the departments are very good at working together. And this is a project they're working on all together. So they have explained it to me multiple times, but I can't remember the technical terms. But basically, it's the infrared cameras and heat sensors that are going to be going on the next Mars rover. Our students and lecturers are developing that. So something our PhD students are working on. And yeah, that's going to be going up on the next Mars rover in 2028 with NASA. So that's very exciting. And we're also going to be the first bit of Welsh language in space, because around the outside of the camera lens, there's going to be the watermark of Prifysgol Aberystwyth University. So yeah, every time someone takes a picture, it's going to have our little logo around the outside. So we're going to be the first bit of Welsh in space, which is very exciting.
That is very exciting. So in terms of so we have talked about sciences like this amazing project. We have talked about the location. We have talked about this amazing scholarship, like this free accommodation and £6,000 scholarship. Now, I want to talk about the cultural part of Wales. So if I study at Aberystwyth, am I going to be learning in English or is it going to be in Welsh?
So we are what we call a bilingual campus, but it's absolutely fine if you don't speak Welsh. I don't speak Welsh. You can definitely live very, very happily and thrive at Aberystwyth without speaking Welsh. So some courses are available to be taught in Welsh, but it's something you opt into. The automatic is English. But yeah, some of our home students from Wales will choose to be taught in Welsh. You can also access free Welsh lessons through what we have called the lifelong learning programme. So there's lots of kind of extracurricular personal development modules available for students to do for free. Yeah, free. So that's just on top of, like, anyone can do them. I can do them as a staff member, and students can do them as well. And there are Welsh lessons on offer there as well.
Oh, fantastic. So I hear that there is an amazing summer camp. Tell us about that summer camp. Who will be able to attend the summer camp?
So the summer camps there's kind of a few different ways that they look. So we have some pre-sessional English summer camps available. So what that is if you're just missing out on those English entry requirements, you can go to the pre-sessional courses at our International English Centre. We also have options there for the International Foundation certificate. So if you're missing out on any academic requirements to get your offer, you can do that as well. And that's over the summer. Plus, we have a new thing. We've only been doing it with a few schools so far, but it's the University Experience Summer Programme. So this is for high school students to come over to Aberystwyth and spend 2 weeks here, kind of sampling different lessons from different subjects. So you might do a business lecture, you might do a computer science lecture, you might do a creative writing lecture, alongside English lessons as well. And you also do kind of historic tours of nearby castles and things like that, because we've got a lot of that in Aberystwyth, and in Wales in general, lots and lots of castles. So yeah, lots of options there for summer activities.
Sounds amazing. And one of my final question is about applications and the personal statements and entry requirements. Can you talk a little bit about the entry requirements, for example, for IB students?
Of course. So the kind of main IB requirement is between 26 and 30. We also would use UCAS tariff points, which starts from 96, so that's 3 Cs at A level. However, I just want to quickly show you, if you are not doing A levels or IB, you can check your country specific requirements. So if you go, this is on the homepage of Aberystwyth website, so just aber.ac.uk, and this is where you go. You go to this one, information for international students, and go to your country, and then let's go Brazil, and then you can look at your entry requirements here. So it breaks it down per country as well. But in general, it's IB score of 26 to 30, and UCAS tariff points of 96 to 120.
Okay. Okay. That's a really good point. Thank you. We have a question from Veronica. She's asking if you have cybersecurity as an undergraduate.
I believe we do. Let me just double check. We have. Ooh, I thought we had cybersecurity, but we don't, I'm afraid.
Okay.
We have data science, artificial intelligence and robotics, business information technology, but not cybersecurity, I'm afraid.
In part of computer sciences, normally cybersecurity is a very specific and very narrow degree, tend to be more like as a master's specialization. So is computer sciences a good alternative for cybersecurity?
Yeah, absolutely. And also, sorry, I'm just going to share my screen again. So we have a lot of information on our website. So under our course search, I'm just looking at the subjects here, and you can see undergraduate or postgraduate options. But under computer science, let's say we just go on computer science here. You can see the list of modules that you'll be doing in each year. So there'd be information security in your first year. We'd be looking at, and there's optional ones as well. So the core ones are ones that you'll definitely be doing, and then optional ones are modules you can choose to do. So there's some options here. So you can, if you want to see if there's a course that would do cybersecurity, you could look at see what modules are available on the course pages there as well.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for that knowledge. Just about to conclude, I wondered if there is anyone else with a question. And in the meantime, just to conclude, in few words, if I have to choose a university, why, again, in your personal opinion, why should I choose Aberystwyth?
Okay, so we are very, very affordable for a UK university. I mean, even before the scholarships, our fees are very, very competitive. But we still have top quality teaching and fantastic subjects and resources for that price. So we're not kind of reducing the value of your education. Your education is still going to be top notch, even studying at Aberystwyth with our lower fees. It's a really safe place to live. It's a really friendly and welcoming community. And it's a really beautiful place to live as well. So yeah, affordable, great teaching quality and resources and facilities on campus, great community, very safe and very friendly.
Fantastic. That's a really good way to present the university. Thank you so much, Hannah, for this opportunity. And I'm pretty sure we will meet again in some point for our next, hopefully in January. Thank you, everyone, for staying with us. If you want to know more about Aberystwyth University, you can contact them directly on the email that Hannah is going to put in some point in the chat.
In the chat now, yes.
Absolutely. Remember, Academic Action is also partner with Aberystwyth University. If you want to know a little bit more about the summer camp, the scholarships, also feel free to contact us. And thank you, everyone, and for participating in this series of open talks. Thank you, and Hannah, I really appreciate you staying until very late. For those who know, it's 12. It's basically almost 12. It's midnight here.
Yeah, it's midnight. Yeah.
Thank you for your time, Hannah.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And thank you everyone for joining us today. Yeah, I really appreciate you listening to me talk about Aberystwyth for an hour.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye.